Hey guys, it's week 45 of my series, 52 Weeks of Reaper. Every week for 52 weeks, I'll be releasing a new video focusing on a key feature in Reaper. So let's jump right in. So our topic and our focus for today will be the Media Explorer. So first of all, to open the Media Explorer, we can go to View, and then we can scroll down right here where it says Media Explorer. You can slide over here and notice that we have a keyboard shortcut of Control-Alt-X, and that is default. So we're gonna use that, and we have it pop up down here at the bottom. So I can grab right around here and I can drag that up to just open that window up, because right now I have it docked. So this is pretty much what it looks like. And let's go through some of these key controls. So over here, when you hover, you notice you have the Reaper icon and it says Insert. Next to that, we have a button that says Auto Play On. So right now that feature is on. Basically, any sample that I highlight, it'll start playing. Next up, we have Start on Bar Off. You can turn that on, and what that does is if you have something that you're auditioning within a session, so you have a session going with a couple of files, a drum beat, maybe drum loop going, and you're going through some sample melodies and you're able to sync it to the tempo of the project, your samples that you are previewing within the Media Explorer, and when you select it, it will try to make sure that the sample starts playing on bar so that it starts in the right time. So hopefully that made sense. This is Media Information Box, and over here, these are very important because this is what will sync the playback of the sample as you are previewing them to your actual project tempo. So that's good to know. So we have just a regular sync, and then we also have double speed and half speed. So we're gonna definitely look at some examples of that. Down here, we have the browsing tree, which we'll go into a little bit deeper, but it's pretty much standard stuff for like file browsing, going through the different folders, drilling down. And then down here we have basic controls. We have play, pause, stop. We can turn on loop. And then this is some routing options for how you want the audio to come out of Reaper when you are sampling and previewing the samples within the media player. All right, so that's pretty much it. We have a rate and a pitch wheel here. Pretty self-explanatory. You can change the playback rate through this, but we're not really gonna mess with that. And there is a preview volume slider, so you can turn up or turn down the preview level based on how you want to hear it, whether you're just listening to it by itself or you're listening to it within the context of the arrangement within your session. Of course, just like any one of the interfaces, the windows, I should say, in Reaper, you can dock it and undock it. So you can undock it and have it floating if you desire to interface with it and interact with it in that way. Okay, so now let's look at some of the navigation features and then how we can kind of set up the navigation in a custom way to help us get to what we need to get to quickly in a few different ways. So over here, we have this tree here, navigation folder tree, and you click those pluses and it opens up to reveal the next set of folders. So right here, I have my sample folder here. And when I open that, there are more folders here and we can keep drilling down. But there's one specific folder that I want to get to quickly, and that is this one right here. And then there's a folder within here and I want to be able to get to this quickly. So I'm gonna drill back up with this button right here. I'm gonna right click on this folder. And for now, I'm gonna say add to shortcut list. And when I do that, it now added that folder to my shortcut list over here. So now I can just click on this and then I'm in that folder. So now within this folder, I have this other folder called Fire Starters, right? And there is a way that I can also add this without having to keep seeing all these folders. Because when we go in there, there's another set of folders, and then we go in there, then we have some files and more folders. And maybe you don't want to see it like that and you don't want to deal with it like that. So what we can do is we can actually right click on this, and instead of selecting add to shortcut list, we can say make database. And now if you notice, it's right here, it has a DB in front of it, and then it has the name. And now when you select that one, it's just showing you all the files within that folder. So all the files within that folder and all the subfolders. So now we're just looking at all the samples. So now this is where these categories across the top become very important, because you can now start to organize and search for your specific files and samples based on characteristics and attributes that's in the metadata. And we're gonna talk more about metadata next week, but for now, we'll touch a little bit on it because some of it is relevant here within this interface. So across the top, we see we have all these attributes. We have length, we have BPM, we have key, which is kind of important. We have comments, we have description, sample rate, size. So we can start to figure out how we want to curate and organize some of these files, because it'll help you search quicker and more efficiently. All right, so let's start previewing samples. I'm gonna preview this one right here. The tempo is listed in the title here, but we can also add the tempo over here, which it is here. This is a sample pack that I created probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't remember how I did all of this, but obviously I did a halfway decent job of adding some of the metadata. But the information is also here in the title. You can add stuff to the description, and that'll just help you be able to locate, because all these keywords become like search tags, and you can use that to kind of drill down and search for things that way. All right, so let's go ahead and start previewing some of these sample melodies that we have here. Okay. So some of the controls that you can utilize on your keyboard is, if you have a sample highlighted, you can press the right arrow button to play and the left arrow button to stop, and then the up and down to cycle up and down through the different samples. And if you notice down over here, right in this bottom right corner, it is showing you the notes. So it does that in real time. It's detecting the notes, giving you the root note for the chord, or if it's a melody that's being played single notes, it will be showing you the notes that are being played. And to ensure that that's happening, we have to make sure that this is turned on, detect pitch on. So now with this sample here, it does not have the key labeled. It might be labeled, but it might be in the wrong spot. So in the category right here, for the metadata where it says key, there's nothing there. In the title, it says G minor. So I can just double click right here and put it in G minor. And there's another sample here that goes with this, and it also is not labeled as far as the key in the metadata. So we can go over here, double click, and put in G minor. If you notice, these are now blue. That means that it's not written to the file yet. So we can highlight those two, right click, and then come down here and say write edit metadata to media. We do that, and now that's gonna be baked into the file's metadata. There's also a way to do that in groups, kind of gang edit. So let's check these out. So these all go together, and they're all G flat minor. So I'm gonna highlight all three of those, right click, and go to edit metadata tag, and then slide on over here to key. And I'm gonna type in that key, G flat minor. Hit OK. And now that's here. And once again, it's blue. So what I'm gonna do is highlight all of these, right click, slide back down to write edited metadata to media. So now once again, that's baked into the file. So here for this example, I have an arrangement here that was done last summer. So there we go, that's the date, June 17th, 2024. Let's take a quick listen to it. So that was in the key of D. And down here, I have a sample from my sample pack that was created in 2020. And we have these progressions here in the key of D. So I have this one right here in the key of D. So it's just some chord hits, and there's some vinyl crackle added to it, and I think the sound is also kind of degraded, kind of lo-fi effect on it. So I don't want to use the chords because I have chords here already, but this also has a melody accompaniment right here. So similar thing with the crackle on it, just the high end of the piano playing some melody notes. So I'm going to sync that with this project and preview it that way. So first, what I want to do is stop this, and then I'm going to click up here, start playing this. And then I'm going to have to hit this sync button here. Now, I already know that I have to hit halftime, because if I do regular time, it's going to be too fast. It's going to be double the speed that I want. So I'm going to hit half. So it's going to preview the sample back at half the speed, but at the correct tempo. So it's going to shift the tempo to match this project. This was originally done, the sample is at 81 beats per minute, and this project is at 120 beats per minute. So it's gonna basically match the tempo for the preview. So let me make sure this is selected. Here we go. I'm gonna kind of click it in on tempo. Here we go. So that matches up. And if I set it to the normal tempo, it's too fast. And that's way too fast. So halftime fits. And if I like that and I want to bring it in, I can now add it to the project and it's going to set it to the correct tempo of the project. So we can actually right click and tell it to insert at time, stretch loop to fit, and it's going to do all of that. And you can tell it to do it to a new track or a track that you have there. So I can just say insert at time selection, stretch loop to fit. And now in the project, it's now in there. So if you're into that sample workflow, then that would be something that would work for you. I'm not really much of a sample heavy guy in that way, so I really don't use this that much, but the option is there. It will sync the tempo of the sample to your project. You can audition it. You can do halftime, double time, regular time, speed, playback, along with the project to see how you like it, audition it before you add it in. So the last thing that I want to show is when previewing samples. So let's say for this sample right here, if you notice, hopefully you can see this, there is a line here and a line here. So based on how this sample file was created, there are loop points here telling you where is the perfect spot for this to be looped. This would usually be a file that you would use in a sampler to basically create an instrument, a chromatic instrument where you can hold chords. So you'll drop this one note in, and then you set the sampler where you can actually play chords, and it will transpose this sample across all of the keys so you can play chords. So with that, when you're sustaining, you want to have a loop point that is properly set where the 0 points are set on the sample itself so that you don't have clicks and pops where it loops. So in Reaper, it detected these loop points, and if you just double click in here, you notice in that area is now highlighted a little bit darker, and it will now loop within this point seamlessly. Right, like that. So Reaper already detects that, and you can utilize that once you drop it into the sampler in Reaper. So we see here some very cool and useful features here with the media browser in Reaper. It's nothing groundbreaking. Most DAWs have this, but it hurts when you see it not in your DAW. So it's good to know that those features are there, the note detection, the sample loop detection, and also being able to lock your samples as you're previewing them to your tempo, and just all the other features. There's some stuff that I didn't talk about, but it's just basic media browser stuff that you would find in a DAW. It's all there. You can easily load a one-shot sample or a sample loop right from the media browser into Reaper's sampler, which is the Resamplematic 5000. All those options are there, and it's just pretty straightforward workflow, the way you would expect it to be. Nice, simple, and effective. So that is the media browser in Reaper. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, you'll see me in the next video.